Hello and welcome to Access UTV. My name is Michelle Edhouse and today I'd like to talk to you about receiving. As some of you know, I've been running some telecall series, a daily series called Pulling in Your Reality. And I'm running both an English one and a Japanese one at the moment. And it's come across in both series as to the concept of receiving seems to be a little bit foreign to some people. And so I thought, what a great topic to talk to you about here on the vlog. So, what is receiving? Receiving isn't about having somebody give you a present, although it can include that. What if receiving is actually about all energies, all things? And what if it's part of a gifting and receiving? So, receiving is when something shows up, actually allowing it to show up and be in your universe. Now, you can actually receive judgment, you can receive mean people, and you can receive gifts and contributions. And what if neither of them was right or wrong? Now, I know I've kind of jumped in the deep end with that one. And so everything that's brought up, will you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, boys, shorts and beyonds. Now, with receiving, it's one of those things where it can just flow through you. And just flowing through you and not sticking and not staying and not creating anything on its way through is still receiving it. Now, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, he talks about receiving judgment without a point of view can actually make you $5,000 more that year for every judgment you're willing to receive. Now, he also goes on to say every judgment that you don't receive, you resist and react to, or align and agree with, or like make it real and true and you actually lose $10,000 a year. So how many are you receiving and how many are you actually resisting? So when I talk about receiving, it's about it just being in existence. Whether it's something that is actual physical, actually shows up in your world, like my phone, or these beautiful blossoms behind me. Like, do you actually receive them? Do you actually have them in your world, or have you got so many blinkers on you're not even receiving the beauty of it? So it can also be about receiving an energy. It can be receiving words and thoughts and feelings and emotions. And what if none of it was actually so solid and real that it actually had to affect you? And yet those things that do show up that you go, wow, cool. How cool is that I get to have that in my world, and choose to keep them in your world for more than that microsecond of it just receiving it? That's cool too. But what if you could just receive everything and judge nothing? Wow. That's actually the definition that Gary Douglas gives of consciousness. To receive everything and judge nothing. So when you see a grumpy sod of a man walking down the street to you, and he looks like he's going to tell everybody off, do you go, oh God, what have I got to do to avoid being told off? Or do you just go, wow, interesting that he's got that going on. How's it getting any better? I had that happen to me today. I'd pulled off the road onto the sidewalk in the car to let my son get out. My phone beeped as he got out the car, and I just looked down to check it, and this guy walks up behind. I'm nowhere near having hit him. He just showed up, and he's like through the window at me, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Didn't have a point of view, didn't make myself wrong, didn't make him wrong. Just, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm leaving now. It's okay. And there was no blah in it for me at all. He had blah in it because I didn't wind down the window and ran back at him, which seemed to be what he was trying to make me do. So I received his judgment that I was parked in the wrong place. And according to this reality, yeah, sure, I was parked on a footpath. And how does it get any better than that? It doesn't actually have to stick me, and I can receive his judgment, have no point of view about his judgment, notice that, yeah, I should really change what I'm doing to create more ease for the others around me, and continue on creating my world. So what have you not been willing to receive that if you were willing to receive it could open up so much more joy in your life, so much more fun in your life, and maybe even so much more money in your life? Are you willing to receive it? So how many points of view do you have creating the not receiving you're choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts and beyonds. So, you know, I've been on this telecall with Dr. Dane here, the co-creator of Access Consciousness, and it was called the Ask telecall series, and OMG, it was amazing. It was just totally, he got off each call going, who am I? What am I? What am I creating? What am I choosing now? And it was so awesome. And the really cool thing is, you know, ask and you shall receive. The next telecall that Dane is doing is called Receiving. So if this has sparked anything in you, if this has created more questions than it's answered, I dare you to jump on that telecall with Dr. Dane here. There is the prerequisites of having done the Ask telecall, and I believe there was actually prerequisites to being on that as well. So check it out, find out what's required, and jump on that series. It's just, the Ask series was phenomenal, and the upcoming Receive calls, wow, what a gift. I'm so excited about that. So I'll put a link to the Ask series and the Receiving series, Ask and you shall receive, down in the description below. And hey, if it rocks your world, if you can see that there's a different possibility that you desire, then I highly recommend you jump on that series. But thanks for joining me here at Access UTV. And what else is possible for you if you were willing to receive everything and judge nothing?